So, we're the honest to try for, so here's our video called the top 5 best and worst enemies. It was originally the coolest and weirdest enemies, so we'll focus on how they look in addition to what they can do and their difficulties. Maybe some other things too. Well, let's get on with it. Number 5 for worst is Like. Even if you've never played this Legend of Zelda game in particular, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. How many times haven't you gotten some of your items swallowed up by this enemy? If you get eaten and lose your shield, you have to go buy a new one, even if you kill it. Unlike in other games, where you just have to kill it in order to retrieve it back. This is a really weird creation and is therefore our number 5. Number 5 best is Armos. These are armored and really cool looking statues that come to life if you touch them. It is kinda special and magical, and that's what we like about it. After you touch one of them, they'll just walk around aimlessly and don't let a strike of a sword stop them. While some of them are hyperactive too. They are almost unstoppable, and they are awesome. Number 4. Worst. You might not see it the way we do, but we find it kinda weird that there are bulldogs walking around in the forests throwing arrows at you. The moblins aren't much of a threat, but more annoying as they show up in big groups in Hyrule. Yeah, we don't really like them. Number 4 best is Lionel, or whatever. These creatures are 1/3 of a human, 1/3 of a horse, and 1/3 of a lion, and they are some challenging and cool creatures. They are dangerous, and there are usually many of them at the same place. What makes these creatures even cooler than they already look is that their weapons are swords, and they even throw them at you. Not easy to dodge, and they give you a good challenge. Number 3 worst. Now, don't get us wrong, we actually do like Gibnos in other Zelda games. In this game, however, they don't even look like mummies, but rather some silly people dancing around in their pajamas. They can take a lot of damage though, which is about the only good thing we can say about them. Number 3 best is Stalfos, the skeletons that appear in almost every game in the series. Or perhaps every game? Either way, that is probably because of the fact that alive skeletons are frightening and plain awesome. They wield a sword and a shield, but they don't actually use anything of it. Still, they look cool, and this is the first time you'll ever see this enemy in the top 5 best enemies list, but it is absolutely not the last time. Number 2, worst, is Vyre. Now these enemies are actually really weird. Apparently they're supposed to be some bat-like creatures, but all we see are some stuffed animals with wings split jumping all around. It even looks like they're smiling too. And that's no evil smile. They just look ridiculous. On second place we have the Wizrobes. These mystical robe-wearing wizards can be really challenging, and the red and blue colors actually makes a difference in something other than how much damage they can handle, unlike many others in the game. The blue ones slide themselves through other objects and are invincible while doing so. The red ones just teleport themselves around the room, cast a spell, and then teleport again. They can be a real pain in the ass, but we think they're awesome anyway. And for the worst and weirdest enemy, this we don't get. Paul's voice? You know what? Forget the name. Why should small hopping rabbits be such a threat to Link? They look so cute with their big ears and whiskers, but they can hurt Link very bad and they can handle a lot of damage. We just don't get it. You may disagree, but our best and coolest enemy is Darknut. And even though this enemy is listed as the number 1 coolest, it is one huge pain in the ass to encounter in the game. The Darknut is never alone, and they usually have from 2 to 4 others with them in the same room. They are armored enemies and take quite a lot of sword hits to defeat. And what is real typical and annoying is that you have to strike them from either behind or from the side. But they always turn around when they attempt to strike. This enemy is probably the biggest cause for most of our deaths. I will list this creature as number 1 for how they look and for giving us a huge challenge. That was our top 5 best and worst enemies. Please leave a comment about what you thought of the list, subscribe if you will, and give us your opinion. Thanks for watching.